notice how the body is, the torso seems very rigid, because it doesn't have that up and down bounce that we have when we walk. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at the chart over here that we're using for reference. On the chart here that we have, on the contact position, draws a straight line, and notice how the torso goes up and down as the legs kind of stretch and bend. Okay, so that's something that you might want to get acquainted with as you make more personality walks. So back to Maya. Let's add that little bounce. So with the move tool selected, I am going to go to the main spine control, and on frame 1 I'm going to lower it just a little bit and press S. And so that we have the same distance on frame 25. Remember that frame 25 is the one that we're copying everything from frame 1. And on frame 13, right, according to this chart, frame 13 is our second contact pose. So it should have in ideally the same height. So I will set a key for all those 3 positions, for contact positions on frame 1, 13, and 25. And then I'm going to go on that passing position, and I'm going to just move it up a little higher. Okay, and I'm going to make that just a tiny bit so that you can see the difference on frame 7 and 19. Okay, that's where our passing positions are. So I middle mouse here on frame 7 and go a little higher. I don't want the feet to lock, the knees to lock. It looks completely straight. So I'm going to press S. And on frame 19, I'm going to middle mouse, press S. So let's see what kind of effect we get now on our walk. So let's play it. So it's looking a little bit better because as you can see, it goes up and down. You can then even create the down and up position. Will emphasize even more on that. So I'm going to leave that to you next. But we're going to continue as we move forward with the arms. Okay, that way we'll see how we animate the arms next. So let's take a look at the controllers for the arms. We have an IK handle over here. No, it's actually set to the FK probably. Let's see. Let me go to the channel box. Okay, yeah, you have a little it looks like a little kind of infinity symbol over there, like an ellipse. Click on that and it's going to show you the attributes here in the channel box for the attribute editor. And make sure that your IK FK switch is to 1. If it's on 0, you're gonna see, I mean, it is make sure it's on 0. I apologize. It's on 0. When you have it on 0, you're going to start seeing, these different handles. And that's what we're going to do for setting keys. Okay, I think it will be easier. You're going to achieve probably a little bit more easier understanding of the technique that way. So again, click on that little controller. Okay. That looks kind of like a little infinity symbol, and set the IK FK switch to 0 if it's not there already, and then the same with the other one. So this one is set to 1, so I'm gonna set it to 0. Okay, that way we get all the other controllers. So let's go back to the chart, and we're working with our 15 frame chart, but let's go take a look at the other chart. I cannot see it right now. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, got it back. So let's take a look at our chart, and the other one does not have the arms, so that's why I want you to take a look at this one here, and notice how the arm dynamics pretty much works. Since we are focusing right now on the contact and passing, we're going to see a difference on the direction of the arms to be opposite to the foot that on the same side, right? So if the right foot goes forward, the right arm goes back. And the same thing, with the other pose. So on our passing position, though, the arms are kind of almost even Steven, kind of in the middle of the body. So let's get to start with that initial pose on frame 1 and 25, right? This is the same contact pose where our right foot goes forward and our right arm goes back. So let's go back to Maya. And with our controllers there, you're going to notice that you have the shoulder over here, and you have the elbow over here, and this one is for the arm. Okay, that way you can do rotation on the arm. So let's go to frame 1, and as we said, now this left, his right leg actually goes forward. There you go, right leg, and the right arm will go back. So I'm gonna select that shoulder right here, shoulder node, and I'm going to move that back. But before doing that, I'm going to move that elbow so that you can see. Let's move the shoulder down so that you can see a little bit more of what's happening. Okay, there you go, and let's move it back. And then we're going to bend a little bit that arm so that it doesn't look so rigid. Okay, so you can do that. I think I did it a little bit too far back. There you go. Probably a little bit less on the shoulder. Just adjust it to your preference. Okay, there's no right or wrong. I think I did it a little bit too far back for my liking. And instead of bending it so much, I'm going to relax it a little bit more so that it looks more like that. But I don't want that arm to be completely straight, for this neutral walk. And if you want to add some movement to the hand, that will add a little bit more personality. So let's, on frame 1 and 25, press a key for the shoulder and the elbow that we just added. So then go back to frame 25 and set the key for those as well, because remember that you are duplicating that first pose. Okay, and then we're going to do the same. We're going to move the other side of the body. In this case, let's move it down like that. And that one, though, is going to go forward now, right? Because the other one went back. So I'm kind of looking at this side for reference, to make sure that the hand doesn't go too far back. And then give a little bit of, bend to that elbow so that it doesn't look completely straight. And I'm just gonna move it a little bit further back there so that it doesn't look so far out. Perfect. So then we set the key, right? For those two. Set the key, press S on frame 25, and then middle mouse so that you don't lose your selection on frame 1. And for the shoulder, I'm setting the keys for both of these controllers since we changed them. Okay, so let's see how it looks. Let's hit the play button. Oh, what happened? Let's see. It did not register. Let's do it again. Oh, that's right, because we haven't changed the pose. That's why it's not doing anything else. So yeah, we have them register. It's just that we haven't changed it. Okay, so we have to go now to the Let's go here over to frame 13, and that's the opposite, right? That's the inverted contact position because it's our first step. So let's revert the arm position, okay? So let's go to 13. So let's go over here to frame 13, and just as we have it, let's move the left arm. Let's move it back about there, and then we have to move the other one forward. That way it's opposite. Okay, so that way, there you go. And so let's press S for that frame 13 for that opposite pose on both controllers. And then I'm going to go to the other arm and do the same on frame 13. Press S and press S. So here's our key. And now we should see changes because now we have it. Good. So let's play it. Okay. It kind of looks a little bit like he's circling his arms around. So I'm just going to fix that by most likely doing this, making the arms closer to the body and updating that key on frame 1 and frame 25. And then I'm going to do the same for this one here. Probably a little bit more, and press S and on frame 25 and frame 1 just to update it, so that still kind of, I think I might have set up too much. Let me see, on frame 13 let's lower that a little bit. Press S and this one too. Press S. Let's see how that looks now. Still keeps looking a little bit more. I think I added a little bit of too much rotation going outwards. So let's see how we can improve that. You know, it's obviously then again up to you. Probably move the elbow direction to be a little closer to the body. So you're at this point, you're the one that determines, you know, how you want that movement to read. Okay, so let me push it a little bit further down and update frame 25 and frame 1. And let's do next the passing position. That's going to help us next. So on the passing position, let's see what happens to the arms, and that's how we're going to fix them next. Okay, and let's set up that that frame where both arms are down. I think that's what we're missing now, so that way it doesn't look like it's spreading out so much. So on frames 7 and 19, that's our passing position. Let's get those arms to go a little bit closer to the body. Okay, so in this case I'm going to select the control over there, and on frame 7 I am going to put it a little bit closer to the ground. So press S, and I'm going, I mean not to the ground, to the middle of the body, and I'm going to do the same for this one, for the other arm. So press S, and let's see how it looks now. Yeah, we need to now tweak a little bit more. Let's go to frame 19 and do the same. Let's put both arms going down. So let's go frame 19 over here, and let's get those arms. They're actually kind of in the middle, but they look like they're kind of spreading out. That's probably was part of why they look like they're kind of going out. So frame 19, I like that one there, and this one here, let me just push it a little bit. Oops, sorry about that. And just position it where you want it to be S. So now you have your passing position, both of them set up. Okay, so let's play it. Let's see how it looks. Looks a little better. I think I might have done too many keys here on the, something seems to be a little odd over there. So from there, let's see if we need to edit. You know, this here's where you play and edit your animation to your liking. The arm seems to go a little bit too close to the body there. So let me push it out a little bit and update that frame on that initial passing position, okay? That way it doesn't look as jiggly. Okay, and you continue editing, right, until you have a walk that you're completely happy about. And the next thing that we're going to be doing is, after we set up our arms, you can add also movement to the hands so that they rotate a little bit, you know, with movement like this. That will be very nice to add. And but let me show you how to next add a little bit of movement on the sides. Okay, kind of like this. Like that, kind of like he's happy and he loves it. Okay, so let's go to frame 1 and then just add a little bit on that node of spine 1. You know, you could add it on there or on this one here in the main spine. Let's just add a little bit of movement towards the left, okay, on that one and the spine 1, which is the next one. And I apologize, I have to be on wireframe mode. It's I don't want the computer to crash. So I'm adding a little bit towards the left to the three controllers here. So on frame 1, I'm adding a little bit of, you know, a bend to the left to kind of give him a little bit of a swing. So I'm gonna press S, and let's do it on frame 25. Remember that we're doing the same on frame 25 and 1. Okay, so then on frame you know, for the next controller, the one for spine 1, let's do middle mouse on frame 1 and press S, middle mouse and press S for on frame 25 to register the same key. And let's do the same for the last controller. So let's go to frame 1, press S, frame 25. Oop, I did not press middle mouse. Okay, middle mouse, press S. Remember, if you click on it, you will have a little bit of movement there. And our contact position is this one here, right? Of the first, according to the chart, 13 is our contact position. So let's go on that middle position there, and instead of going left, let's make him go towards the right. Okay, so I'm gonna select the main controller and I'm gonna make him go towards the right. Just a little bit. And then this one, the next controller, just move it a little bit with the rotate tool. And the last controller here, just move it a little bit. Might be a little bit more exaggerated than I wanted, but let's go press S to all the 3 controllers. So set the key, and set the key. And what we're doing is we're creating a left tilt on frame 1 and 25, and on frame 13 kind of goes the opposite way. Okay, so let's see how it looks from the standpoint of, yeah, it's a little bit more exaggerated than what I would do. So just use your criteria, edit it to your liking, okay? And now you know how to do it, okay? Now you know how to set the keys. On the same manner, I would probably, add a little bit of a head bob. Maybe he likes to, he goes left as he starts that initial contact position. So I grab the neck modifier there, and I'm gonna middle mouse and press S on 25. And on frame 13, I'm gonna make him go the other way. So press S. So now the head goes left and goes right on the direction of his shoulders. And it's a very subtle movement, but you will see it at work. He goes left there, and pretty much what I did is like that. It's a very subtle movement. I'm gonna update that. But you have him kind of kind of going towards the direction he's leaning towards, kind of like a happy person. Okay, so you got now your walk. You know how to edit the feet. I would suggest then to create the down and up positions with the same technique, so that you add that little bit of a jump when you go from the passing position to the next contact pose. Okay, and the last thing you can do is, and we're gonna do next, is probably go back to shaded mode. I had to turn that off for a moment so that Maya wouldn't crash, and make a play blast. Okay, so go playback, play blast. And what that will do is will make a movie from what you're seeing on the viewport. You might want to turn off the controllers, right? Going to show, and just leaving there's your character. And if you go show none, and then you go show polygons, that way you only render your character, and it looks a little bit more you focus on the movement rather than the controllers flying everywhere on the screen. Okay, so from there, from the playlist, you can save the movie, and then you can see it on real time. So I hope you enjoyed this video lesson, and I look forward to seeing you apply these concepts to your future projects. There's our playlist.